Ugh, I'm finally on my lunch break. It has been such a long day and it's only noon. What are you up to, Amy? How's everything going with you? Have you eaten yet, or were you about to grab lunch yourself?
Oh, hey John. Sorry to hear it's rough. Keep going, just a bit more. I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for asking. I'm just in the middle of some light post-lunch exercise. You remember how I was doing some light yoga before? Well, I recently started that up again.
Back on that body maintenance kick? Good for you. You were really into that stuff before, right? I forget, were you doing that last time you got pregnant too, or are you trying out something new this time?
Yep, I did, and everything seemed to work out, so I thought I'd try it again this time too. Of course, I know I still can't do any heavy exercise with this baby in my tummy, but I read that a bit of light exercise was good for development, so I figured a bit of light sweat couldn't hurt this time around either.
Your belly's been huge lately. You look like you're about to burst. It wasn't this bad last time, was it?
Well, I've already been pregnant once. They say the stomach muscles loosen up and get bigger after you give birth. It doesn't affect the baby, so don't worry. I don't think anything's wrong with it personally. There's no problem, I'm just gonna have a big old baby bump for a while.
Are you sure that's it? I think there's a bigger problem than that, actually. I was able to forgive you after you had Clara for the sake of our kid, but it's only gotten worse since then. Ever since she's been born, you've only been getting bigger and bigger. That's the real issue, isn't it?
I guess I may have put on a few pounds since I had Clara, but I haven't really changed that much about my lifestyle since she came into her life, have I? I'm still eating and exercising about the same amount and everything. Actually, with all the things I've had to run around to do with Clara, I feel like I've been even more active than I was before she was born.
Well, that means you've been eating more too, right? I don't like it. Maybe that's why your belly's sticking out so much.
I don't think I've been eating all that much more than I was before, honestly. Although, I guess I have been finishing some of Clara's leftovers. She's such a picky eater sometimes. Hopefully she'll grow out of it. But now that I think of it, I guess I have been eating a bit more than I should be.
You can say that again. You really gotta do something about this. Like I said, I hate it. You never used to be like this before. I told you I like slimmer girls, right? I don't want to be married to some fatty. That's just not something I can do, okay?
You shouldn't say that. I'm not a fatty. That's really hurtful, you know. Besides, what do you expect? I'm pregnant, you know. Obviously, I'm gonna gain a little weight. A bit of variance in body size is perfectly normal, isn't it? I don't know what you're expecting.
But like I said, it wasn't nearly this bad before, was it? You talk about muscle loosening and picking up leftovers, but those are just excuses, aren't they? They're not even good ones either. The real story is that you're just being lazy, aren't you? You're just not putting in the work you need to do to get back into the shape you were.
But they're not just excuses. It's true. There really is a big difference between women who have already given birth and ones who haven't. If you don't believe me, look it up for yourself.
I don't care about all that health and fitness science crap. It's all hocus pocus mumbo jumbo anyway. Nobody knows what they're talking about, and I don't believe it for a second. Just stop making excuses and take responsibility for yourself. You've got to stay healthy. It's important for you. I shouldn't have to tell you about the importance of keeping a healthy weight. Isn't there anything else you can do to get rid of those pounds?
I don't know what you want me to do. I have a bun in the oven, you know. I can't really go on a diet or anything, right? That'd be so bad for the baby. If anything happened, it'd be really bad. We have to keep our child's health in mind first and foremost, you know?
More excuses. I can't believe this. You never used to be like this. There's gotta be something you can do, right? I'm sure you can think of something. I'm not saying that you have to starve yourself or anything. Just go easy on the carbs and stuff. Look, I know you don't have it easy. I'm not saying you have to get all the way back to the weight that you were before or anything. I just don't want to be ashamed to go out with you in public. It's really embarrassing to even be seen with you, you know? You look horrible.
You don't have to go that far to make fun of me. I can't do that much about it, you know. Pregnant people have bigger bodies. It's just a fact. And everyone's going to be different depending on the baby and whether they've been pregnant before. I don't know what's so hard to understand about that. You don't seem to know about health and fitness crap to realize this, right?
Of course I know that your stomach's gonna get bigger when you get pregnant. I'm not an idiot. The problem here is you. You're not doing everything you can and you don't realize how bad it is. You've come to accept the situation as normal.
What situation is the problem here?
The situation is that you're okay with being fat. Basically, you've given up on being skinny. That is just something I cannot accept. You have to take care of your body.
I don't understand why you're making such a big deal about this. Having a belly during pregnancy isn't hurting anyone. There's obviously going to be a variance in change in size. I'll go back to normal size soon anyway. I don't know what's so hard to accept about this. If you're embarrassed to be with me, that seems more like a you problem.
Well, I didn't marry you because you were fat. The woman I fell in love with was slim. You used to care about that stuff, and it got me going more than anything else in the world. And now you're fat, and I feel cheated. It's like you swindled me somehow. Looking at you now, I feel like we shouldn't even be married. It's bad. It is really bad.
Don't say I'm swindling you. You make it sound like it's my fault and I'm doing something to hurt you on purpose. You really don't have to go that far. Just say you don't like it and keep the rest to yourself.
Well, I'm just telling it how it is. That is how I truly feel, and you need to know that. You have a duty to keep your body fit and healthy. It's just common decency, right? That's just one of the basic principles of living in society. I didn't make the rules. We can't break the natural order of things, you know?
I hear what you're saying, but I told you I don't know what else I can do. I'm trying everything I can without hurting our child. I can't just make my belly go away. There's no magic spell or anything to make my stomach smaller. You just have to understand that. Sorry.
I know that. Obviously, I'm not telling you to do anything impossible. I'm just saying, maybe just think about going on a diet or something. How about that? Let's be positive. I know you can get back to your old weight. You just have to put in the effort. Hey, Amy, did you eat only your diet portion for today? You haven't had anything else other than what I told you could, right?
Hi, John. Actually, I wanted to talk to you about that. I'm starting to think it's not such a good idea. Maybe we should call it quits.
What? You want to stop now? Are you serious? You mean about the diet, right? You've actually had enough of it already?
Yeah, I'm talking about the diet. I don't think it's good. To be honest, I think we've been going too hard on it lately. I've been feeling sick and my body is telling me that this is a bad idea, and it's only been getting worse. I don't think this is a good idea. If I don't do something about this, it's gonna be bad. I have a really bad feeling about it. Maybe I could just take a break for a bit.
I'm sure that's just your body telling you it wants to be fat again. You have to have a little pain to get fit. It's all part of the process, don't worry. You have to think thin. And besides, I worked hard to think up that exercise and diet plan. It took me hours to make, so you better be thankful and use it. I did this all for you. The least you could do is use it. Don't grumble and make excuses when you're the one that has to make the change.
I'm sure you worked hard, but I just don't think it's all that healthy. I mean, you have me eating just one meal a day, and in your plan, the only thing I can eat is salad. I don't think I'm getting the nutrients I need. Not only that, you have me running these long distances every day. Every day feels like a mini marathon. I don't mean to criticize you, but it's just too much. You know, I'm pregnant. You have to cut me some slack. I'm not gonna lose weight like this. I'm gonna end up in a hospital bed on an IV drip. Think of the baby here, John.
Don't blame me if you're not getting results. You're not losing weight, so of course we're gonna have to get a bit drastic. We all have to do things that we don't like on occasion, you know? For God's sake, it almost seems like it's getting worse. Every time I look at you, you seem even fatter. Don't you realize how much your belly is actually sticking out? It is gross.
Yeah, I'm about to do this thing called giving birth. Maybe you've heard of it. Just be patient for a few more weeks and the problem will go away on its own. My tummy's naturally gonna get bigger until then. I've got another life growing in there. I can't do anything about it.
I don't buy it. That's just a convenient excuse for you being lazy. If you don't want to put in the work, just admit that you're fat. No, fat isn't even the right word. You've gone from a regular fatty to the next level. You're basically a sumo wrestler at this point. Just looking at you makes me want to throw up. Like, you gotta put that away somehow. You have to do something. And if the diet isn't working, whose fault do you think that is? It just means you aren't trying as hard as you need to be.
John, the diet isn't the problem here. We're talking about our kid here. I'm not just taking care of one person right now. I have to live my life for two for a bit. You're being completely unreasonable. If we keep going like this, something bad's gonna happen to me, or something even worse is gonna happen to our baby. If we continue like this, it's not gonna end well for anyone. And if something does happen, what'll we do then? It's only gonna get worse from now on, okay?
You don't have any proof of that. And until I can see some definitive evidence, I am not going to believe you. You need to work on your negative mindset. Why do you have such a hard time changing your perspective? You're so worried about the baby and stuff, but it's just nerves, isn't it?
Why do you think that? Why won't you listen to what I'm saying at all?
Because it's not based in logic. You're just trying to get out of your duty to society. It is ridiculous. We're not even talking about the baby here. A little food restriction here and there isn't going to have any effect on the baby. Besides, as far as I can tell, you have got enough meat on you. That baby is going to be totally fine. You could probably feed 2 or 3 or more even. This is all just because you don't want to put in the effort. If you do the work, you'll get the results. It's as simple as that. Don't blame it on the child. That's the coward's way out. What a nice, convenient excuse you have.
Look, I wasn't gonna tell you this because I knew how you'd react, but I went to the hospital for a checkup today. And you know what the doctor told me? He said he was very concerned. He called your diet plan excessive. He basically begged me to stop now before I starve myself and the baby to death. Even after that, you still think I should keep going with this? Even the doctor said it was bad, right?
Oh, isn't that convenient? Are you kidding me right now? You think I'm an idiot or something? A monkey could tell you were lying. Good thing you have this imaginary doctor around to tell me how wrong I am. Like, aren't you embarrassed to say something so transparent and fake?
I'm not lying. I'm doing the diet like you asked. I have no reason to lie. I knew you were going to be like this. Why won't you believe me? Stop being so stubborn and just listen to me. I'm really worried.
Yeah, right. It's just too convenient. It's obvious you made this all up on the spot. Like, as soon as I say something, the doctor complains about the same thing. That's not a coincidence. It's a lie. It just sounds like hogwash, like excessive. You're just using big doctor-sounding words to make it sound more real.
I'm not lying. The doctor really said it. Please. I'm being serious here. I'm worried. The doctor is worried, and I just need you to believe me right now. If you never believe me again, just this one time, listen to me.
It's just a little diet. You don't need to go this far to get out of it. If you can't do it, just admit it. I know it's tough. Your body is trying to argue against you because it wants to be fat. So you'll say whatever you can to get more. Why should I believe you? This diet is for your own good. And just because you don't want to continue, you're going to keep coming up with half-baked lies that no one's going to believe anyway? I know how it is.
Fine then. We can go to the hospital together next time. Maybe the doctor will be able to convince you when you hear it from them yourself. Will that be good enough for you? If the doctor himself tells you to stop, will you finally accept the truth?
I'm sorry, I'm really busy these days. I don't think I'll be able to make it to the hospital anytime soon with you. You know how work is. Anyways, if you have time to sit around all day grumbling and complaining, then you have time to actually focus on that diet, so get to it. Once you start to actually lose a couple of those pounds, we can start to talk about what the doctor is actually saying or not. Lose a bit of weight and then I'll believe you.
What if something does happen though? If I keep going like you want and something happens to the baby, what do we do? This isn't just some kind of I told you so moment, you know? We're talking about the future of our child. Is that okay with you? Is this really what you want to happen?
And I told you I am not worried about it. Nothing bad will happen, okay? I told you before, right? It's hogwash. It's just a diet. There's no way it can have any effect on the baby. It's sleeping just fine inside of your womb, and it's getting all the important nutrients it needs from there. If you want to be a mother, then you have to trust your own child. Don't try lecture me on basic science.
It's not basic science. Don't you realize you're exposing your child to danger for the sake of this petty appearance thing? I'm telling you, this isn't safe.
Don't talk about safety like you know anything about it. You know what isn't safe? Being fat. I don't understand how you or anyone could think that's acceptable. I feel like I lost a bet or something. People are gonna talk about how my wife looks like a sumo wrestler. Isn't that basically the worst thing you can imagine? At least try to think about my perspective for once. You're always so worried about yourself.
You think it's okay to talk to your pregnant wife like this? This is unacceptable. You know, don't you have any idea how hurtful and selfish you're being? You're acting like a little bit of a belly is the end of the world.
It is the end of the world. I'd rather die than have to look at your disgusting belly one more time. Actually, you know what? I have had just about enough of this. I can't take it anymore. So, here's what we're gonna do. If you get any fatter than you are right now, we're gonna be talking about divorce. That's right. What do you think about that? I have no intention of taking care of a fatty who can't take care of herself.
Oh, is that so, huh? Well, maybe that'd be for the best. If you want to divorce me, then maybe you should just go ahead and do it. I'm tired of all of this. I'm really at the end of my rope and I can't take it anymore. If you think divorcing me is really for the best, then I'm okay with that. Let's just go ahead and separate then.
Oh my god, are you kidding me? Your flab isn't the only thing that's gone soft, is it? Where'd that work ethic that I fell in love with go? You're not even putting in the effort and you're still tired. That's kind of pathetic, don't you think? How about instead of more excuses and belly aching, you just actually try for once? Just a suggestion. I have the day off tomorrow, so it's the perfect opportunity. I can supervise you and make sure you're doing this right. You won't be able to get lazy and slack off just because I'm not around.
If I wanted to do this diet or whatever, then I'd do it. But it's not my call. It's none of my business anymore, and I'm not gonna let you subject me to this torture any longer.
Torture? You're really whining about this, huh? I guess you really don't want to put in the work. No matter what you tell me, I will not let you cut any corners, okay? It's for your own good, and I'm gonna make sure you go through with this. So get ready, because tomorrow you're gonna have to pick up the slack and make up for all the exercise that you've missed up until now. This is the beginning of your real training. Hey, Amy, so how did it go? Are you still on your jog? How's it going? Remember, if you don't get thinner from now on, you're gonna end up divorced. So you better run like your marriage depends on it.
I can't believe the ridiculous things I'm reading from these texts. This is just the most insane thing I think I've ever read. Did I really raise my son to be such a heartless person? Where did I go wrong?
Huh? Amy, now what the heck are you saying? You're just making even less sense now than you did before. Stop talking nonsense and hurry up. Keep running or you know what will happen. And once you get home, we're gonna get started with the real workout.
The only one talking nonsense is you. I honestly can't believe what I'm reading. I can see why Amy's at the end of her patience, and I've had enough of this too. You've put her through quite enough, young man. Just divorce Amy already. You can leave her and my poor grandchildren to me. I'll take better care of them than you ever could. What kind of person makes his pregnant partner jump through all of these hoops and torments them day in and day out? You have no right to call yourself Amy or anyone else's husband.
I told you to stop talking nonsense, didn't I? What are you even talking about? Why are you referring to yourself by your own name? And what's this about grandchildren? You sound like an old lady. You're talking about yourself, it's weird. What are you, crazy?
The only crazy one is you. And this isn't Amy, you dumb boy. Can't you tell? Where did I go wrong? I feel like I could cry seeing the man you've become. I've never felt more like a failure as a mother. You're an embarrassment to the family.
As a mother? Wait. Does that mean... Mom? Is that you? Huh? Why are you on Amy's phone? Where is she?
You finally realized, huh? Too bad you can't see the truth right in front of your own face. Isn't it obvious where she is and why? Amy had to come to this old lady because she was trying to escape from you. The poor girl looks terrible. She needs help.
What are you talking about? She seems fine to me. What kind of help could she possibly need? And where's Clara? Is she over there with you too? I thought she was with Amy. Oh, don't tell me she's disappeared.
Of course Clara's here too. Not that you seem to be all that interested in the well-being of your children anyway. After all, you're asking your pregnant wife to run unreasonable distances while also looking after her. Are you serious? That's messed up. All this talk about Amy being the one in the wrong, but you're the one who really should have their head examined.
I wasn't making Clara run with Amy. I heard she was going over to a friend's house, so it's fine. Anyway, you didn't answer my question. What do you mean she's escaped to your house for help? Why won't you explain?
Isn't it obvious? If you stop and think about it for 2 seconds. Do I really have to spell it out for you? It's because my poor daughter-in-law has an idiot for a husband who's putting his own wife and children in danger. Anyone needs help in that situation. Why can't you open your eyes and use your brain for once?
What danger? There is no danger. Amy and the baby are fine. It's just a little diet and some exercise. It's good for you. If anything, my plan is lenient.
You think this is lenient? No wonder she had to escape. You think she's tried to seek shelter here if this was anything less than perilous? Your wife and child's life is at stake here. Amy could give birth at any moment now, and you're having her run around like she's training for the Olympics or something. And you have her eating nothing but table scraps? She can't be eating like a bird when she has a baby in her belly she needs to take care of. Do you even have a basic knowledge of biology? What are you actually even thinking?
Oh, not you two. Just look at her. You can see it too, can't you? She's hideous. Ever since she got pregnant, she's blown up like a balloon. It's not right. I'm just telling her to cool it off on the food and stuff for a bit, but she won't do anything to lose the weight. If she's not going to do anything about herself, it's up to me to take matters into my own hands. I am just doing my duty as her husband. I'm doing her a favor here.
I can't believe what I'm reading. This is the most self-centered, unfiltered, crazy garbage I have ever seen. How dare you shame your poor wife like this? She's not fat, and even if she was, that's not some kind of moral failing of hers. She's just pregnant, you buffoon. What do you expect? There is a baby growing inside of her. Where else is it supposed to go but out? And even with all that, you're forcing her to go along with your ridiculous diet plan too? Do you even have an iota of an idea of how misguided all of this is? It's insane. You're a fool and a moron.
Mom, please, what are you talking about? Don't tell me you don't understand either. Isn't this basic stuff? When Amy was pregnant with Clara, she never got this big. The only explanation is that since then, she's been letting herself go. That is why she has to slim down for her own good. Why are you making it sound like it's such a big deal? I am not in the wrong here.
It's not her first time being pregnant. Of course things are going to be different before you go around throwing accusations. Try opening a book. What are you even doing all this for anyway? What's your end game to destroying your wife's physical and mental health here?
My end game? There is no end game. Why do you make it sound like I'm the villain here? I just want the woman I love to be back in shape so that she can enjoy herself and I can be happy to see the woman I married. Body shape is important, right? If you're not in shape, it's not healthy and it looks bad.
What are you talking about? Healthy means a different thing for every single person on the planet. And besides, what about the health of her child? Shouldn't that come first? Who cares about your selfish preferences for how people should present themselves? It's not all about you, you know. You're a father too, aren't you? Don't you want to do whatever you can to care for your own child?
This is all just Amy making a mountain out of a molehill. Why are you letting her get away with this massive overreaction? We're talking about diet and exercise and a healthy lifestyle here. What does that have anything to do with her baby? Now you're saying the same thing as her? What has gotten into you people?
Don't you get that she's got to eat for two? She's got a second life inside of her that has its own needs. Where do you think that nourishment comes from? Photosynthesis? The baby needs to get that energy from the same place the mom does. What you're making her do isn't a diet. You're literally starving her. She and the baby are both in danger because of your recklessness. And you're sitting here blaming everyone but yourself. How do you not understand what the problem is here? You're the one spouting off about basic science when you can't take the 5 seconds for yourself to realize how little sense you're making right now. Ask literally anyone else and you'll get the same answer.
Huh? But think about it. What you're saying can't be true. I mean, Amy has been fine up until now. We haven't had any problems like you're saying.
And you should count your lucky stars that it hasn't been worse. You've been lucky so far, but I'm not gonna just sit here and watch while all your good fortune runs out. You keep saying it's just a little diet and there's nothing wrong with it, but you're putting your child's life at risk. And for what? Just the temporary satisfaction of seeing your pregnant wife look a little less pregnant? Don't you have any kind of pity?
Oh, come on, Mom. At least try to understand my point of view a little bit.
What's there to understand? It's flawed from the beginning. You need to take a good long look in the mirror and think about what you're putting your wife through. I can't believe you're just sitting here as if you haven't been doing anything wrong when you've been literally torturing Amy and your future child. This isn't just about you or her anymore. Think about your kid. What if they find some kind of abnormality after they're born? You're playing with fire here and human lives are at stake. And you have the gall to pretend like nothing's wrong. I can't believe you.
Oh my god, I don't believe this. You act like I'm literally killing our baby. You're all just overreacting. You're turning this tiny thing into something way bigger than it deserves to be. Just take a deep breath and step back and you'll realize I'm right. First Amy, and now you. I don't believe this.
I've heard just about enough of this. If you heard this much and you're still not convinced, I don't know what else I can do at this point. I don't want to talk to a horrible son like you anymore. You have no respect for anyone else. Never contact me or Amy ever again.
What? How dare you? I am Amy's husband and the father of her children. Who do you think you are? You have no right to tell me who I can and can't talk to.
Don't talk to me about rights. What about the child's right to grow up healthy and safe? It's your job to provide and promote healthy eating habits and a safe environment for your kids to grow. And if you obviously can't do something as basic as that, then you don't have any right to take care of your own children. You can't even provide a healthy environment for your own wife. Do you get it now? Shut up and divorce my poor daughter-in-law already. And don't you dare meddle in her life again.
Hello, Jonathan. It's been a while. Do you have some time now to talk?
Amy, is that you? Oh, thank God, it has been so long. Ever since that day my mom texted me, you and the kids haven't come home and I haven't heard a single peep from any of you. I'm worried about you, and Clara, and the baby too. Can't you just come back so we can talk about this in person?
Your mom was telling you about how I wanted a divorce, right, Jonathan?
A divorce? You say nothing all this time and all you have to say now is that you want a divorce? What kind of good will that do anyone? You're about to give birth. What about the baby? Don't you care about any of that? And all of this over a tiny little thing? Aren't you worried about our future? Because I am. I only want what's best for us and our family.
I don't care what you want. You have no business worrying about me or my children anymore because we're through. How could I ever believe that you care about my children's well-being? How could I ever trust you again? After everything you did to me, you can't ever make me believe that you have anyone's best interests at heart ever again, especially not a child's.
Just tell me how long you plan to stay at my parents' house. I want to see you again.
I only wanted to contact you to tell you one thing, Jonathan. After that, I will take my leave.
What is it? If you want to tell me something so bad, just say it. And what's with this Jonathan crap? Why are you suddenly calling me by my full name? We're a couple. We're husband and wife. We made a vow to stay together.
You're not my husband. That makes you basically a stranger to me. And as a stranger, I have to be wary of myself and make sure I don't put myself in any danger around you. I don't have any duty to get close to you, and I certainly have no need to call you by any nicknames.
Ugh, this is so annoying. I am sick and tired of your whining anyway. How long are you gonna sit here and stew about this thing? It's not even a big deal. Well, whatever, I don't care anymore. So, what's this big thing you want to share anyway? Just get it over and done with.
It's about the baby. I just wanted to let you know that they were born healthy and that there were no problems a few days ago. As the father, you deserve to know that much. I suppose it's only proper to tell you the news?
What? Are you joking? You couldn't even tell me that you were giving birth beforehand? My child was born and I wasn't even there to see it? I thought there were still supposed to be weeks until the due date. There is no way. It doesn't make any sense. Why would the baby be born so early? This is just another one of your lies, isn't it? Are you so angry at me for my efforts to help you that you would make up such a horrible prank?
The baby was born early because of you and the horrible diet plan you made. They told me if I didn't have an emergency C-section and have the baby early, it could have been disastrous. Both of us could have died.
Oh, wait a second, hold on here. Just hold on a second. Are you seriously telling the truth? You really had the baby already? They're alive and well? And you didn't think to tell me this until now? I don't believe this. There's just no way.
It's the truth. I am telling you now. Be thankful about that at least. That's all I wanted to say.
Don't you see anything wrong with that? Are you really okay with all of this? What about me? I am the baby's father. I deserve to know what's going on with my own child, don't I? Couldn't you have at least told me sooner? I wanted to hold my baby in the hospital room.
After everything you did to put my life and my child's life in danger, you'd think I'd let you ever come close to them again? Maybe I shouldn't have even told you that the baby was born. I could have kept you in the dark forever for all I care. So you should be thankful that I told you that much, right? Or would you have rather not known? And yet you still think you have the right to complain and grumble for more. I think you should be grateful for what you have.
I can't believe what you're telling me right now. All of it is just so outlandish. It doesn't make any sense. You're saying that I caused you and the baby to be put in danger, which I've told you is wrong. Besides, this is all your fault. If you had only put in more effort, maybe none of this would have happened in the first place. And now you're saying that my own baby was born and you don't even want to tell me? Your own husband and the father of your child? You're a failure as a wife. You should be ashamed of yourself.
I don't care if I'm a failure. That's not important anymore. What's important is that I get away from a terrible person who won't admit their own faults. Even living with the knowledge that my marriage has failed is better than trying to continue being your wife. So quit pretending that you're my husband already. I don't want that. You're only embarrassing yourself now. It's hard to be around you.
Oh, shut up. I don't want to hear your filthy complaints anymore. You're ungrateful and you always have been. I only wanted to help. That was all I ever tried to do. And now you want to get divorced? Well, guess what? I'll never accept that. You're my wife and you will always be. I get to decide whether we divorce or not. And I say we're not. So don't pretend like you have any say in the matter. Don't make this any messier than it has to be. Just come back and we'll work this all out.
I don't need your consent to get divorced. Besides, this is a cut and dry case.
What? What? How is it cut and dry?
You know that your behavior was reckless endangerment, right? You put people's lives at risk? There's also a pretty easy case here for mental distress. And I haven't even gotten to the charges from my baby yet. Under all these conditions, you can see how any reasonable judge might see how I couldn't possibly continue living with you, right? Like I said, cut and dry. If this goes to court, it's a pretty easy victory for me. Are you sure you want to go through all that hassle and money?
Court? Are you kidding me? You're willing to take it this far? Now you have really crossed the line. All this over one tiny divorce? This is all a huge overreaction, isn't it? You can't be serious.
I'm serious, and I'm going to go through with this little divorce, with or without your consent. There will also be the case of the alimony and child support, so be ready for that. I will leave how you decide to pay those up to you, Jonathan. So with all that said, what do you say? Are you going to make this messy?
I can't believe this. This is all just so sudden. I can't just agree to any of this. At least give me some time to think about it. This is tough for me, you know? I'm gonna be screwed if this goes through. You can't just force all of this on me, you know? This is wrong. Think about what you're doing to me. Oh, come on, please. Just talk to me. I'm sure if we talk it out, we'll be able to come to some kind of reasonable solution, right?
I am done being reasonable with you. The time for talking is over. You're the one who's married this fatty. Then you refused to listen to me when I came to you with my problems. You forced this unreasonable diet on me and wouldn't listen to reason back then, so what would be the point in trying now? After all this, you're not really in a position to negotiate, so you should be happy to take what I'm giving you now.
But I don't want to get divorced. I am not ready for this at all. If we separate, what's going to happen to me? I don't know if I'll ever be able to get back on my feet again.
Don't worry, it's just a little divorce, isn't it? You'll only be losing the family you've had all your life and the money you've worked so hard to make, that's all. At least you have your own safety. That's more than you could say about the pregnant woman you forced an impossible diet on. After that, Jonathan reluctantly accepted the divorce and agreed to the alimony and child support payments. With the divorce finalized and 2 kids in hand, I moved in with my mother-in-law until I could find a more stable situation. Jonathan's mother took the responsibility that her son refused to admit and welcomed me into her house with open arms. For now, things are going well with the 4 of us. As for Jonathan, being estranged from his ex-wife and children wasn't his only punishment. Even his own mother cut him out of her life and disowned him. Eventually, the stress came too much for him, and he turned to binge eating and drinking, gaining a ton of weight in the process. He lives alone, and I heard that his belly is even bigger now than mine was when I was pregnant. I'd like to see him try that diet plan he forced on me for himself and see exactly what he wanted to make me go through. Thanks for watching the video. Please make sure you like and subscribe for even more.